Do you die straight after getting a kill, or do you strafe around a corner and still get one tap? Don't worry, I've made those mistakes thousands of times on my way to Radiant. Everyone below Immortal is misplaying gunfights badly. I'm talking about walking into fights like sitting ducks. It doesn't even matter if your aim is cracked. Without the right habits, you're throwing every duel and you don't even realize it. I fell into the same trap, but now I've used these tricks to beat other Radiant players every match. Not knowing these tips will prevent you from ranking up. They are not the typical tips you've heard before either. These are next level tips that are so simple but nobody knows how to use them. In fact, you are probably making these mistakes right now. After watching this, you'll finally know why you're losing gunfights and exactly what Radiants do differently to win every single time. So buckle up, because I'm about to expose everything you need to know right now in just 10 minutes. All the Valorant players from low elo to high elo are making the same mistake every round, only thinking about their current move. If you want to stop losing easy fights, you need to be thinking at least 2 steps ahead. Here's an example. Look at this player who picks up a kill in Cubby. Think about this for a moment and picture what happens next. Let's first see what happens. Throwing your lead by dying immediately after feels terrible. I see this time and time again, even at Radiant level or in high elo, and players don't seem to know how to fix it or even realize it's their fault. But if we had paused the clip here and I asked what's the most immediate threat, I'm sure many of you could actually guess that their teammate is about to pop out to try and trade his teammate. But I know for a fact almost nobody is planning for that when actually in game, and this is a big reason why you are stuck. To fix this, start applying this simple trick, the 3-second rule. Before you swing, think about if they have a teammate who could trade them and where they can swing from. As soon as you get the kill, instead of running forward, immediately flick your crosshair to that angle and hold for the swing. Count to 3, then move on with your team. The best Radiant players are always anticipating trades by placing their crosshair expecting this to happen, scoring them countless more kills than if you don't. Because trading is an essential part of the game. If you kill an opponent, their teammate will panic and try to trade them, even when they shouldn't. You and I both know that Valorant players just react to anything, panic, and feel the need to swing or push if something happens near them. And there are many areas where this can apply. For example, when this player is taking A with his team and gets a kill backside, where should they pre-aim after to deny the trade? If your answer was to the left, that would be correct. And the same goes for an angle like this on Bind. After getting the kill, pre-aim the other side before moving into sight. Whenever I kill a player holding me in the open, I immediately readjust and pre-aim the nearest angle they can be traded from. Not only does this save me from dying unexpectedly, but provides me with yet another kill. It's so simple in theory, but a trick every high level player thinks about. This needs to be second nature. I don't even think about it anymore, but I just automatically do it all the time. Here's how I made it second nature. Hop inside the range and choose a spot somewhere on a wall. That's going to be the angle you need to pre-aim. After every time you kill a bot, immediately flick back to that point on the wall. Choose a new point each time, use the boxes and stairs to play with elevation. This will begin building muscle memory and get you prepared to pre-aim angles in every situation. For the next trick, look at these clips. How often does this happen to you? The worst feeling that made me want to uninstall is when a player is stuck in a corner. They can't move and still somehow kill me. I mean, it's just embarrassing, and my team start flaming me every time. Especially in Europe, where there is no room to breathe. Here's how to solve this problem. If you know or expect someone ratting in the corner and you're going to swing it, you need to pre-fire. If you wait for your brain when you see their character model as you swing them, it's going to be too late. You take your finger off A and D, then as you're about to click fire, you die to their perfect crosshair placement. Because, well, they watched our crosshair placement guide on SkillCapped.com. Nevertheless, if you don't pre-fire, you're dead. If you know they're there, you don't need to see them. You can even pre-fire wallbang them in certain spots. But what if your opponent knows that you'll just pre-fire them? As you move up the ranks, your opponent will know this, and to counter it, they will start playing to swing before you swing them, catching you off guard while your crosshair is pre-aiming the corner. But to counter that is to bait their swing. So an enemy sitting like a duck in the corner holding on for dear life isn't gonna do so well. Radiants predict this and somewhat fake their swing. Here, I make it sound like I'm going to commit to swinging the corner, but just before I see them, I stop and hold for their swing. And from my footsteps, every good player will try to catch me off whilst I'm moving around. But I'm one step ahead, holding the angle, giving them no chance at all. And if you are enjoying the video so far, consider subscribing. We are currently taking the time to produce the best Valorant guides out there for you guys. Trust me, you won't want to miss these videos. Your movement sucks. That's right, your perfect strafing patterns are too predictable because everyone learns the same thing. You need to know different kinds of swings and strafing patterns to win more fights, and winning more fights equals ranking up. Everyone still teaches AD strafing in most guides out there, which results in everyone moving the same. If you have ever played Deathmatch, I'm sure you've seen everyone spamming A and D. I call them AD warriors because that's all they do and they are basically walking ult orbs. I mean, is that movement good if a bot inside the range can replicate it? Here's how to level up your strafing with ease. This trick is so simple, anyone can do it and even destroys Radiant players like me in this clip. I mean, they completely humiliated me. And some of you may have even picked up why this happened. Top players mix up their strafe pattern to remain unpredictable. And it catches me out in this clip. My opponent strafes to the left, then left again. And you can see my crosshair instinctively starts moving back towards where I expect him to counter strafe back to the right. This is just a subconscious reaction, and by the time my brain realizes, my opponent has already made me look like a fool. It's as simple as pressing AA instead of AD. The trick is knowing when to switch it up to remain unpredictable. Then next time, try A, then A, then A. The issue with falling into the trap of AD is that any good player will pick up on this and pre-aim the other side of your head waiting for you to move back. Once you're comfortable enough with this movement in the range, the next step is practicing in a deathmatch. A practice drill you can do is to always shoot second. Remember, deathmatch is just a live practice range. Winning doesn't matter. Waiting for your opponent to shoot first allows you to get a feel for the rhythm of strafing and when to throw in those mix-up steps. It's just as important to monitor where your crosshair is whenever you strafe. Every good player always thinks about it. Each time you strafe to a side, use that window to also readjust your crosshair onto them. Whilst you're moving around like an annoying little bug on their screen, they have to stop moving to shoot you, and that's when you can strike. This next trick is something that only Radiant and Iron players know. Aiming for the head is actually a disadvantage. We all know a player who is a grid shot master who tries to mechanically force their way through every ranked game. Normally they'll end up playing more time on their smurf than their main because they get hard stuck and their ego won't let them progress. But if you really want to climb, you need to drop that ego and realize headshots aren't everything. Stop going for headshots when you absolutely don't need to, especially in super close quarters. I see far too many players swinging out of double doors in Haven trying to clear someone close by. But the reality is, if you miss that initial shot on their head, you are dead. And body shot Barry just picked up a free kill with his Phantom. And guess what? His 12% headshot rate has taken him to a higher rank than you, the player with 1000 hours in aim labs. Just because they have an ego and aiming for the body feels like a crime. Additionally, in situations where there's information that someone is 10 HP in a 1v1, too many players still aim for the head, whether it's ego or just complacency. If all you need is a body shot to win the round, aim for the body instead of the head. It's so easy to miss a headshot. Pros do it all the time to secure kills. But ranked players are too dumb or too ego driven to recognize it, and if that's you, it will stop you from ranking up. I've coached players for over 2 years and I always see egotistical plays like going for headshots in very unreasonable situations. And this doesn't mean don't work on your crosshair placement, which to most people just means keep it head level. But it's as simple as lowering your crosshair to chest level when in the situations. Thank me later. Now I'm sure you've seen those clips, pro and Radiant players farming with spray transfers and thought, how do they do that? Well, it's actually a lot easier than it looks. And I've already taught you everything you need to know to do it. In this clip, Aspas secures his first kill by pre-aiming short with a lovely follow-up. But notice what he does next. He continues to fire his gun. Why do you think this might be? If you watch the clip back, he's pinched in a 1v4. Main is smoked and the only other angle he is exposed to would be backside. If two players are rushing short, there are likely more close by, greedy for the kill. And without time to think, Aspas considers this and immediately turns behind him, anticipating where he could be traded from. There also would not have been time to reset the gun spray pattern if he chose to stop firing after the first two in time for the fade, highlighting how beneficial knowing how to spray transfer is. So here's how you can do the same. Drop your ego and spray at the body, pre-aim angles you could be traded from, and predict enemy movement. To practice, set up a drill similar from before inside the range. Use a sage wall and divide the bots. Then clear all the bots on one side so it looks like this. Now each time you kill a bot, continue spraying to the other side of the wall. For more skilled players, add some movement to the bots. Then hop in a deathmatch. After each kill, continue spraying to the nearest angle a player can be. And just like that, you've mastered a new skill that looks flashy as hell. If you put all the tips into action, you'll start winning a lot more gunfights. And who knows, maybe soon enough I'll see you in my Radiant lobbies. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to see more tips to help you reach the rank you've always wanted.